Hi everybody, welcome back. We have another Backseat Critique, and shock upon shock, we have two special guests this time, even though one is in double.
Hi.
A man so handsome he needs to have two cameras on him to catch him.
Hey, I gotta give the bears and the furries something to look at for this. They get the good front row, they got the side view, they got the smoke pan.
So we
This
do
was
have
part of his contract.
yeah. We do have our wonderful Blockbuster Chik, Susie, and the delightful Elsie, and they brought a delightful little film with us.
Now don't. Hey, Nicola. Don't dab name me. I'm no longer Elsie. Elsie was a drunken, belligerent fool. I am Grey Kuma now. I am a stoner with intelligence.
There we go. I've been told. Okay.
Doing here again? What are we doing here again?
So we just watched a delightful little film that was chosen by our delightful little Kuma bear over there. So would you like to give us a quick recap of the film? No spoilers just yet.
You want to go first, or should I?
You go first.
All right. Well, first,
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free. Some guy that looks like Chris the Nerd, freaking works at a dead end job at a fast food place. He's a fucking fanboy of some cult. Applies for some contest, wins the contest, goes home, goes to the mansion for the contest, and then everyone tries to swallow their soul because these guys had no foresight to think that maybe I might die in this situation or this could be a scam. Then, no spoilers afterwards.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Although I will say, bravo, this is how a freaking internet starting on YouTube making a film should go. I needed no information about the original YouTube series to understand this. Plus, I respect the fact that they used quotes very, very sparingly. Like, so many people now just flock everything with all the fanfare, freaking fan quotes they can. They used them where they made sense, and I like that.
Yeah. So the name of the film,
That's when I see practical effects.
The name of the film, which I never quite caught, was Hagan. What was it?
Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls.
There we go. So overall, I enjoyed it. Like, it was very obvious that they had a small budget for this, but they eked every bit of value out of that small budget, and it was very well written. I will give it a lot of credit for that. I enjoyed it. Teddy?
I'm going to be the odd one out. I didn't like the film. Personally, I find it quite grating. I very much disliked the main character. There were elements that I liked. I just didn't like it.
Now I feel justified for liking it.
Alright, so
Maybe I just don't like fun.
maybe we'll just kick Teddy out of this for the interview.
Bitch, you can be over there as a frick all miserable. I'm gonna be down here.
Oh. The stage did actually crash.
A few moments later.
Great, I'll never be able to get that bit back.
See, it's
I
karma.
improv. I don't do bits twice.
It's karma. It just knew that I was right and you guys were being mean.
I know. I'm sorry, Teddy. I was being mean. I'll suck your dick later and apologize.
Alright then, so we have Teddy's controversial opinion. Hagan, what do you think?
I like it. I mean, I can see elements of the gratingness, but I liked it enough to watch it the first time, and then I liked it enough to add this to the list. So I generally liked it, and having some Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton in your film is always a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough. And what about you two? What did you think?
You want to go first?
No, you got.
I loved it unexpectedly. Like, I can see, Teddy, why you might have been thrown off by the minions. Like, Hagen, I was worried that you were getting the paperwork together for a lawsuit to take care of that because they were teetering on the edge of that with the minions. But it was fun. It was like a fish out of water. movie, but it was nice seeing a YouTube. It felt so much like a YouTube character in the Truman Show. It was like bring a YouTube character into the real world, and I really enjoyed that.
Fair enough. Kuma?
Honestly, well, I was gonna say, it was actually really good. Unfortunately, I can only give it 1 star.
Oh god.
I have this rule: unless a movie has full frontal male nudity, it automatically gets 1 star. So just know that's my grading curve. So you have to live with it. But the whole film in general, I liked it. It was a good gateway film. You know, good gateway friendly kids family film. If that makes sense.
Technically,
nothing too
Abaddon
bad.
and the demon in the box
Nothing-
were naked.
No, but you know what I mean. It's like for somebody who grew up watching Texas Chainsaw and things like that. You know, it's every slock they'll be Jaquette as a teen. I've seen worse, but I'm saying it's like a hocus pocus kind of felt like a Nickelodeon kind of like gateway horror, fun Halloween kind of tale. You know, I didn't need to know anything about the Onyx guy from his YouTube series because honestly they explained his character well, and it was a just traditional fish out of water in a wacky shenanigans kind of horror twist. Spooky house story. Good, nothing new, and it all worked. Like I said, I loved how they used the quotes sparingly. They didn't just fanfare it to death. Everything seemed to make sense, and they used amazing practical effects. And they also got some good actors. You know, we had the guy from the Reanimator, whatever his name is. We have the voice of freaking Kronos there, whatever his name was in the film. What was it?
Kratos?
I
The
don't know.
original
He
Kratos?
was in Afro Samurai. You guys Google it. You guys do the work. I can't do everything for you.
Once again,
But-
you don't do your research.
but- Well, with a brain like this, research don't matter. But honestly, it was good. But the most surprising cameo I had was the guy from freaking Basket Case cameoing as the demon in the box. I never saw that coming. It was great. 3 great horror icons in one freaking movie.
Oh my god.
Alright, so, for those who do actually want to see this film first, this is now where we're going to start entering into spoiler territory. We're going to start talking about actual stuff that happens. So, go watch it first if you want to, and then come back, and then it'll make sense. So, to start off, Hagan, would you like to give a more nuanced oversight of what has actually happened?
First of all, I would like to let everyone know that Ralph Ineson is in it as a powerful demon Abaddon. Also the name of one of the bad guys in Warhammer 40,000. Ralph Ineson, who's going to be playing Galactus in the Fantastic Four. He was my choice to play Doctor Doom. He's such a commanding voice. And also, if you are a fan of other horror movies, this one has Jeffrey Combs doing the Child's Play voodoo chant thing that Chucky uses in the Child's Play movies. You know, to transfer souls.
Yeah, I did also notice that the succubus, I'm going to assume that's what she was, used the universal greeting before she decapitated the cult leader.
Oh yeah.
Did anyone else catch that? Was it
I
Klaatu
missed
brought the
that
Nick
part,
too?
but I was probably still.
Yeah, the Necronomicon.
I missed that part,
Black
but
Kitty on
in my
cue.
fairness, I was still freaking pretty wound up from that freaking hot furry gadget freaking.
Oh my god.
I'll do anything for love freaking meatball character.
That was really good.
I was not feeling it, but once fucking furry gadget showed up, oh my god! Like, I'm sorry. I remember I said I had to go to the bathroom. I didn't have to go to the bathroom.
It's one of the reasons. One of the reasons this had an advantage over most internet shows that get adapted into film is because Andrew Bowser, who wrote and directed it and played Onyx, he actually made some independent films before he started his Onyx the Fortuitous show. Like back in 2013, like years before Hardcore Henry, he did like a one-take GoPro film about a drama about a guy who I haven't seen it, but he loses his kid, and he's basically it's a big drama all done in one take with a camera like
Oh,
attached to his
right.
head.
Oh
So-
damn.
Cool.
So yeah, he's more than the average YouTuber, shall we say?
Yeah.
Fair
It
enough.
shows. He definitely showed the skill. He showed skill and he brought it.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, it felt like a YouTuber fish out of water story, but it was nice to see the progression from obvious kind of incel YouTuber type to fucking demon warrior. It was like seeing a D&D character come to life. It was freaking awesome.
Was
it
he
was a
really
World
a
of Warcraft
demon
for,
warrior?
oh, sorry. It was a World of Darkness web dream.
Questionable.
He basically pulled a noble sacrifice and then crawled out of hell with a sword. He didn't really do much in the way of demon warrior, unless he was down there for like an expanded time bubble slaying demons before climbing back out. But we don't know, so
Yeah, that's true. That was left kind of to ponder afterwards. Like, how long was he actually down there for?
Well, his clothes were entirely different, so anyway,
Hmm.
Teddy, what didn't you like?
I think the main character was my biggest problem. I found him incredibly grating from the first moment to the last second. Just didn't like him in the slightest.
Was it the over-dramatized Matt Berry-esque talking?
His talking, his attitude, everything about him I just didn't like.
His equivalent of Databayo with, I don't know.
And he very much felt like a one-note character. Now, there were things I did like the meatloaf sequence was excellent. Really enjoyed that. Recreating I Would Do Anything for Love with the character. Plays back to the fact that they all had dreams. Now he's had a dream tied into him being a virgin. Very nice, like that. Also, completely out of nowhere, the How the Lady Lost Her Faith poem was very amusing. And I will also agree the acting was solid. The effects were also solid. I think just probably the main character was the thing that annoyed me the most about it. I just didn't like him.
Fair enough.
The character does sort of scream, "Please find this funny. Please, please, please be amused." So yeah, I can see why someone would find it grating.
Yeah.
I feel like it had a very big risk of falling into the Fred trap. Those of you who
Yeah.
are old enough to remember Fred, my God, that was such an irritating character. You just wanted to fucking punch.
Fred was long enough ago that anyone who is the target audience for this show will know who Fred is.
Oh, there's some pretty young ones who watch this for some
They
reason.
shouldn't.
And-
Yeah,
If you're under the
and
age
in
of
all
18,
fairness-
turn this off. Like, subscribe, and Patreon
Or use your-
first.
Yeah.
Give us
If
your
you're,
money,
if
then
you're, if you're
then bugger
under
off.
the age of 18, we do not want to watch. We will not let you watch us on YouTube. That is copyright freaking YouTube standards. You can pay to freaking watch it.
Yeah. I can understand why people would find the character grating, like the voice in particular. Like the first 5 minutes, I was kind of sitting there with my ears almost bleeding a little bit. But I think once it kind of clicked in my head how he was covering up his insecurities by being an annoying character. In a weird
Yeah.
way, it was like he was covering up for childhood trauma by being this irritating fuck.
I just thought he was an incel.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it could have been a lot worse. He could have been entirely delusional and thought that everyone thought he was hot shit. But no, he was
It's
fully
not-
aware
yeah.
of how quote unquote pathetic he was.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's an entire archetype like this in films. Like, in horror terms, you Friday the 13th Part 3, you've got Shelley, who had the hockey mask that Jason takes. Was this kind of character? Like day before yesterday, I watched Time Trap, which is an excellent 2017 science fiction film set in a cave, and it's got a kid very much in the same vein. But these films, the thing is, the issue is, you're trying to create an irritating character that irritates the audience and irritates the other characters, and then you reveal they have layers, and that
Mhm.
and if you don't get the balance right, it's very easy to fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you don't give enough backstory, that you just think they're a jerk because who the hell would leave it to read the lines?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As I was
So
saying,
whenever you're telling,
go ahead.
I always say whenever you have to tell us good, whenever you're writing a story, you gotta write it for the lowest common denominator. You gotta write it for like you gotta be clever. Yeah, I'm not saying don't be clever, but you gotta give the people enough information that they can actually follow a story. People
I'll
don't
disagree
read in
with you
between
there.
lines.
I'll disagree with you there. I love it when I go into a film and I have no context or anything, and like not if it's a sequel, but if it's a first film and it assumes prior knowledge. When I was in Bangkok, Omega and I went to see Mantra Warriors and the Legend of the Eight Moons, which is a Thai science fiction anime based on the Ramayana, which is a foundational Buddhist and Hindu religious text. So it's a little bit like an anime based in ancient Greek myth and the Bible. And they expect you to know everything about the story to be able to make sense of how they've adapted it. We don't know the Ramayana. The only bit we're only very lightly familiar, like the Monkey King. Journey to
I was
the
gonna
West.
say that's the
part
one with
of it.
Oh.
that's the one with the monkey on that rides the cloud, right? Or am
Yeah,
I
yeah, that's
really
part
getting
of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm converting to Jewish voodoo. Sorry, not Jewish voodoo. Jewish Buddhism. So I've been studying up a lot of my Buddhism and my Judaism. I had a lot to learn since my head injury.
But I really liked that it didn't hold my hand. It assumed that anyone who was going to watch this would know this stuff and be happy with it. And I was like, good. Don't dumb it down for me. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
fair.
I want to suffer in my ignorance.
That is fair. I just know people, and I read enough forums, comments, and reviews to know that if you don't spell it out for everybody, half the people are going to say it sucks, that they can't understand it, and then if you do spell it out for the intelligent people are going to say it's too stupid. So yeah, there is a balance line there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Right for
moving on.
idiots like me, so smart people like this can make fun of people like me.
Moving on. I did mention earlier on that it showed that they had a limited budget and they used every drop of it perfectly. There was
They
It
did.
pure goes.
there was only maybe about 3 locations they used in this place. There was his house, the fast food place, and the mansion. Very obvious they just rented a manor for this. But there was all the shots were really well set up. There was a few instances where they had some really cool little transitions between scenes. The practical effects, if there was any CGI in this, I never noticed it. Everything looked to be a practical effect, a little dummy. The Abaddon one was the only one that looked a little janky because the only thing that moved was the jaw. But you can be forgiven for that. The puppet was the size of a man, so
Yeah.
That sold it for it just proved it was a practical because honestly, animation is getting 3D rendering. It's getting so lifelike. I'm having trouble telling the difference sometimes between practical and real. Those little imperfections is where you know somebody actually had to hand make it.
oh yes, the little
So,
demon in the
I-
box was really well done.
Right.
He was my favorite because it just felt like
Yeah, the basket case guy was amazing.
it just felt like Jim Henson had taken charge of Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was awesome.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it was like someone took a Skeksis and just jammed him in a box.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was expected at some point to go
Also loved
like Chamberlain.
yeah. It was like the puppetry was really really good. Really
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, and like I said, I couldn't see much CGI either, other than obvious lighting, particle
Yeah.
effects, lighting elements, things, all the standard color correcting post production things you have to do. Obviously, the jewel wasn't a practical effect; that was a particle
Yeah,
element.
it's a little
but-
puff. That's a given.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
that. Other than that, it worked. Everything worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of much else to say. Does anyone else have any closing comments or anything they'd like to bring up?
Oh, there were some really, really funny moments. I just kept writing down the funny things when they were like there was so many different homages to things. Like not only Child's Play, Evil Dead, there was Beetlejuice in there as well with like the way the ghouls, like their coloring and things. It reminded me of the shrunken head guy from Beetlejuice.
I can see that.
And then them dancing at the end. That was such an homage to the end of that movie. Bartok reminded me. Bartok, I got the impression he was trying to do his best Christopher Lloyd doing Doc Brown impression.
Yeah. Another one
That
I
was
love
just
is
Jeffrey Combs. That was just Jeffrey Combs being Jeffrey Combs.
yeah. What I loved
Oh.
is I maybe it's just me, but I swear the ghoul dehydrated people, whatever we're calling them in this one, they somehow reminded me of the zombies in Return of the Living Dead. At least from the poster art. Like I
Yeah.
just got that vibe. Like once they started coming up, I was like, okay, I'm getting that mixed with Beetlejuice kind of together.
Yeah.
Right, there was something that came
And that
that I
ending-
noticed. And something I want to just see. Was it just me who noticed this? Or maybe I missed something. But his father had Jeffrey Combs' voice.
That was Combs.
Why?
Oh, it
Okay.
was. Okay.
Are we suggesting that that guy was his father? Or they had limited actors? Or is it just to annoy people?
Jeffrey
think-
Combs
I
does have a
suspect-
track record of playing multiple characters in films.
No, you're saying the same
And he's-
episode.
yeah.
Ah.
That's why you
Yeah,
hire him.
I'm-
You can basically use one guy for 3 roles.
Mhm.
My guess is that they're thinking if they do a sequel, they might reveal that Bartok is his father.
Yeah.
Because there was some dialogue with his mother revealing that, saying about him performing, and just afterwards he went and found Bartok's first sort of album. So his dad could have been doing like some ridiculous stuff before he left.
Yeah.
But it's also equally possible that they just really wanted Barbara Crampton and Jeffrey Combs in the same scene. Because, they did multiple films together, 20 years ago. It's been ages since they've been on screen together.
But she wasn't in
Makes
that
sense.
scene.
Her
It was
voice
her
was?
voice off. No, it was just her
Yeah,
voice
voice.
Oh,
off
that's right.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're still in the same scene together, even though they're not being seen together.
If it's not
Yeah.
in frame, it doesn't exist.
Her voice was in frame.
Doesn't work, you know it
It
doesn't
was
work.
a
that
teeny
fun-
tiny little frame on the
And
corner.
all I'm thinking about is that fun little dance scene that's the homage to Beetlejuice at the end. With them
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And also how adorable that freaking that creature in the box was. Man, I want a plushie of him.
Oh no.
And then just the
Oh, and the taxidermy beaver. I mean, you can't get better than the taxidermy beaver.
We were petting the beaver.
it was a nice beaver.
And on that
It
note,
was.
Do you reckon that was a Naked Gun
It
reference?
almost got out to a 2 stars, but
Oh, it
unfortunately
could've
they
been.
didn't. It just
It
didn't
could've
have enough.
It could have.
I'll substitute 3 beavers for 1 dick every day.
Anyway, I think we've reached the end of it. I don't really want to go into more detail because then you'll just spoil too much of it. I would recommend you go and see this
Yeah.
one. I don't know if
Oh,
it's on any
definitely.
streaming sites right now. It might be on YouTube if this is from a YouTube series, but I don't know.
I believe if you're in the United States, you can watch it on Tubi because that's where I checked
Yep.
out a couple the trailer for it. So it's available on Tubi as of whatever day, and what day are we in? What year?
I don't know.
Okay,
Just
good.
go
I'm
back,
not
go
alone.
back to sleep.
I'm not alone.
There's also a collector's item Blu-ray disc, which I believe only works in America, which might have been for Kickstarter backers. I'm not 100% sure.
Mm.
Oh, it
I'm
was
sure if
Kickstarter.
our audience
won't-
cares, they'll find
I
it.
believe so,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. All right. So the usual diddly doos. Feel free to check us out on Discord. Check out our Patreon for exclusive early releases for certain reviews. We'll pop on the Discord if you want us. Like, share, subscribe, and all that there. And our delightful, wonderful guests, would you like to share where they can find you if they want to find you later?
Do you want to share something?
I'm freaking a civilian now.
Civilian.
I'm a civilian
What are you,
now.
a retired Avenger?
You saw my videos.
It was kind of appropriate because we did a backseat critique of Avengers
Yeah.
years ago.
Listen, last time I gave my opinion about somebody's project, I got this.
Anyway,
I know that was a fan that fucking dropped that carpet.
Are you
I'm
done?
watching
Wait a second,
you.
I used
you
to be an
done?
adventurer. I used to be an internet reviewer too, and took like an arrow to the knee.
More like a carpet to the spine, but anyway.
Yeah, I know. Alright, I am Blockbuster Chik on Twitch. It's spelled without the second C in the name.
Because she got the C out.
Yeah, because you wrote the C out of me. Anyway. Yeah, Blockbuster Chick over on Twitch, playing story-driven games and keeping this man far, far away from them.
All right. So as usual,
I just troll on the internet now. Look for me if you might see me pop up. My name pop up in some streams in the chat or something. Other than that, nah, civilian.
Mm-hmm.
we'll put a link to Susie's stuff in the doodly-doo down below. But other than that, thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye!
Night.